Time for another clone console, and this one's another Mega Drive or Genesis clone. And these aren't too uncommon. I've seen a few of them brand new online, usually on eBay for about £25 to £35. But I found this one, it was used, it was complete in the box, and it only cost £18 delivered, so I thought I'd check it out. So as you can see, it's called the Mega Drive X, and it's obviously been modelled to look like the Genesis Mark III. But it's got a slightly different colour scheme. It's white with blue buttons and red cartridge bay. You get two 6-button controllers with it as well. And I believe this one is a Russian import. It looks like Russian text on the side there. Strangely enough, it's got Pokemon on the box there. It is a Mega Drive clone though, it's not a Famicom clone or anything like that. It's one of the clone or console and a chip type of clones. It's not like the Scorpion 16 which I've shown previously, which is a true hardware clone. This is one of the not so great console and a chip types, but I'll show you that in a moment. So what I'm going to do is just open up the box here, show you what you get, and give you a quick look at the console. Inside you get your manual here. This is all in Russian, I think. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but that looks like Russian to me. There you go. Nothing really too in depth there. You get two controllers with it. Let me just show you the one here. They look okay. They're modelled obviously on the official 6-button Mega Drive control pads, but they feel nice enough. They've got a turbo feature and a slow-mo feature in it as well. They work fine. I've tried these out with the clone and also the real Mega Drive, and they work fine. They feel a bit cheap, and yeah, they've got that classic clone rattle to them, but otherwise they're alright. They do the job fine. They're nice to hold in the hand. So you get two of them. You get just a really rubbishy standard AV cable here. You get your video, and then it's only got mono sound. I've tried the console out with an RGB connector. It doesn't work with RGB, so you're basically limited to that old style composite video. This one came with a Telegames 9-volt power supply. Nothing too interesting there. A little SCART adapter. And then of course you've got the console itself. As you can see, it's been modelled to look like the Genesis Mark III. Pretty much just used the same mould for this. You've got the AV out and the power socket on the side there in this little ingress. On the back you have some switches. So you've got this here for the region, and not too sure what both of these are for. I'm guessing one's for 60 Hz, 50 Hz, and another one is for language. I'm not too sure. I can't read the manual obviously, but definitely you can play it in PAL 50 Hz and 60 Hz, and you've also got the option for changing the language as well. So yeah, then you've got the reset button here, and then you've got the power slider as well. Red cartridge bay here. I think the colour scheme's it's alright, it looks quite good to me. You've got your two control ports up the front there, and that is basically it. There's really not a whole lot to it. As I say, the innards of this are one of the really cheap and not so great console and a chip types. I'll maybe take the top off this and just give you a quick look at that. It just comes apart in two pieces like this, 4 screws holding it together. It's got a little green LED up the front there to let you know when it's switched on, but same as the other clone consoles I've shown in the past, the console and chip type ones, you've got this main board here, then you've got a separate board for the power and the video output, and then you've got one down the front for the control ports. This one's got it's like a voltage regulator down here as well with a little heat sink. You've got your on off, and then you've got a little board here for your reset button. But this one works on a TCT 6801 chip, and this is the revision 1.0 2010, 5th of the 5th, and so it's quite a recent clone system, but it does the job okay. I mean, it plays games well enough. I suppose the sound reproduction is quite good, but there's definitely a bit of input lag when you're playing. I was playing Streets of Rage the other day, and I could definitely feel there was a very slight lag from pressing the button to something happening on the screen. Overall, I wouldn't really recommend getting a clone. If you can get the real hardware, then get it. But I mean, this one does a good enough job. You're not going to get full compatibility with, I mean, it won't work with the 32X or any of that kind of stuff, and I'm sure there'll be some games that don't work quite as well as they should with this, but it's alright. And there you go, that's the Mega Drive X.